Hello traders, D7 here, and in this one we're going to be talking about Apple, RIM, Google, and Baidu. But we need to know what the markets are doing, and right here we have the Dow down, but the rest, the S&P, NASDAQ, Russells are all up. Russell's up quite a bit, 0.8%, with the VIX dropping a full 4%. A big time drop here in the volatility index, the fear indicator. We're back below 21. We're at 20.5, 0.6 area. And here it is, the S&P daily. The S&P daily, we continue in this upper channel, the big blue lines. This is our uptrend that we continue in. But we've been running a long time. The life cycle of a trend is coming to an end here. We're way overextended. And we do have a rising wedge forming with a bearish divergence on the MACD, giving us some weakness in the markets. However, we are basing on top of the rising 20-day moving average, which is bullish. So if the markets were to get another head of steam and to get some wind under its wings, we could get a breakout over the 1120, 1122 area and see a nice run potentially up here to above the 1150 area, which would be really bullish for that to happen. Fed did come out and talk today, said they were going to leave interest rates near zero, so unchanged, and they were given a little bit of optimistic future guidance, if you will, but the markets didn't explode northbound by any stretch of the imagination, and we continue to be consolidating. But let's look at some stocks of interest. And here we have Apple, and I want to draw a couple trend lines here on Apple just to show you what we have going here. We have a pennant. It's called a bullish pennant formation, and in this bullish pennant, the reason it's bullish is because it was formed on an up leg or an uptrend, and then it formed basing on its highs. You can see that we're dropping below the moving averages. Now, technically speaking, it is a symmetrical triangle, and these can break down or up. But the thing that's of interest to me on Apple is this. We come down here, we do a touch and go off of support. We hit resistance, and right there, gang, we just, it's like it doesn't want to drop. Consolidation, we have a dissipating bars here on volume, which is very typical in consolidation. So if this thing were to pop, you could get a nice little spike here with some resistance points right here above, but be watching that. Now know that the markets do turn bearish, we could drop, and knowing that we're coming into the Christmas season, notice I say Christmas and not holiday, that because of that we could start seeing a drop in volume in the market. So be paying special attention to the volume and be careful trading when the liquidity or the volume starts to drop. And also, let's go and look at a couple others here. Here's Google. Google rising wedge, but the thing that I want to show you on the rising wedge is we also have a high base breakout kind of in the making. And let's draw a line here and move this over. You can see this resistance, and today we popped over on some nice volume. You could see that volume looking very nice here. So the question is will this run over $600? Now we're knocking at the door at 600 right now. If it pops over that amount, man, this could get bullish and fast. So be paying attention. Now this thing's been running for quite some time, since back in March, just going straight up. So the thing you want to do is make sure you don't get caught without having a stop loss in place. Let's look at RIM, research in motion. We have a bearish pennant that actually turned bullish on us, crashing through some major moving averages, 20-day moving average, the 50-day moving average. Now the 50 days acting as support. We have a beautiful bull pullback right there with, and let's blow this up so we could see it. Right here is called a bullish engulfing reversal pattern. And we had ourselves a gap down run up, so we have specialist play in play right here. So today we're showing a little weakness where we came up, popped, came right back down, leaving an upper shadow, but we did make a higher high and a higher low. So the chances of this continuing northbound is pretty good, long as the markets were to keep its bullish sentiment. So pass this video around, because not all not always do I go in and talk about some of those other stocks that are outside the norm of the S&P. Real quick, Baidu, nice up channel trend, basing underneath some major moving averages. So this looks like a low base, like it's wanting to go bearish. But if this thing were to pop northbound over 450, things get really bullish, heading up to 500 pretty quick. All right, that's it. We will see you there in the forums and also the chat room. And if you want mentoring, feel free to go to freetrainingvideos.com, click on services, give us your information. We'll be in touch with you on how you can learn more about that. Take care.